Hello again everyone, and this is like quick video tutorial of the new update for the grass kit. This is for the grass kit 4.5 that has many changes, and I think you will like most of them. First of all, quick reminder: when you download grass kit you will receive container object plugin for Cinema 4D release 20 and also for Cinema 4D release 21. This is new, this is updated just a few days ago, and you will also receive, of course, the grass kit itself and readme that explains where you need to copy what. So where to copy container object in the plugins. Of course, this is for release 20. For release 21 you will go to Cinema 4D R21 folder. Also for the grass kit where to copy it. And yes, of course, I really want to thank a lot Niklas Rosenstein, who created the plugin container object. He was really very helpful and updated the plugin for the Cinema 4D 21. So if you have time, visit his website. You have the link in readme, and support the guy because this plugin is for free. So now to go back to the grass kit. After installation, okay, this is the scene that I prepared just for a test to show you the new things, new features of the grass kit. After copying and installing everything, you can go to your content browser and you will have grass kit 4.5 folder here with 3 different versions: Corona, Physical and Vray. And this scene I make for Corona just for quick test, but it's same for other ones. So when you drag and drop this grass kit here, I also like to open new attribute manager and to lock it so it doesn't change, like this one here. And then we can just put it here on the left to be easier to follow everything. Something like that will be good. Okay, so let's speak about what's new. Like before, you have wild grass, you have lawn grass, tall grass, and now new thing is this clipping. Later little bit more about that. Deflector, flowers with one daisy. This is the one here. And now scatter objects, instead of some just random shapes, you have these 3 rocks in 3 sizes for scatter 1, 2, 3, but you can replace always these objects with something that you want. You want more flowers, or you want some trees or some bushes or whatever. So anyway, this is not updated, it's same like in grass kit 4, just I replaced the objects with the rocks. And the first thing you may notice is that now we have 2 of these. This one, it's actually the grass kit. This time it's generated these blades of grass for the grass patch. Is generated with the help of hair. So what that means, sorry for that, that means that you can use dynamics, but later about that. Let's go one by one thing quickly. So again, the same thing here. This one is, by the way, this one is the hair object, and this one next to it, it's just the instance. It has to be render instance, and you will see later why. That it will be scattered around the surface. So now if we go to this wild grass, this first patch, of course we can change the height, we can change the length subdivision. You can see it better if you go to see lines. So you can change the subdivision how much you want. Depends, do you do close up or you render from big distance. Let's go back to okay, quick shading, or never mind, you can use that one. You can change the blade width, of course. Let's leave it around 1. Number of blades per patch. This is something you will play with and find the best solution for your scenario. And this here, it's a random blade height. You can adjust it here. So for white grass I put it somewhere around 50, and also you can change the bending, of course, how much the grass will bend. You can also change the base radius, of course, and adjust it to what you need. And the interesting part about what I said, that it's generated with the help of the hair, it means that if we insert here one force, for example wind, and we make sure that enable dynamics is checked, and if we hit play, you can see the grass will change the move on the wind or some other force. So also here to adjust more the details about the dynamics, so let's stop it, go back. So when you go to this hair object here, you select it, you can go to dynamics and adjust the properties here, and etc, if you really want to do that. So let's delete this thing. We didn't need to delete it, but anyways. The second important thing that you will notice also is that now you can, this here now it has the flat shape. It means it's just there is no 3 dimensions, it's just flat 2-dimensional. But you can now change it to triangle profile. As you can see now it's triangle, or square, or circle, etc, etc. Of course, with all of this, whatever you choose, you can play with the blade profile, so you can change the look of the grass, how you want it, how it suits you. No matter which one you use, it will keep the changes. So we can keep this one for now, just for illustration. And we can close this and this and this. And now we go to the clones. So now to do the spreading of the grass on the surface, all we have to do is to choose the surface, in this case landscape, enable clones, and now you will see that's the one that was here, and the rest is the rest of them are actually multi-instances, so it will give us very fast renders, hopefully, for this video. And now here we can see it, this is new, you can see it as an object, but please be careful, because this can be very, very slow. If you have like 10,000 clones or something, it can slow down the viewport a lot. So I recommend that you use this object just if you have like up to maybe 2000, let's see. So still you can move slowly better, but anyway, this is just that you can adjust additionally. So now if you want to make it a little bit less high, like this, you can play with that. And then I recommend just that to go to point or matrix mode. Let's keep matrix. And now let's try to hit render quickly, just to see how it will look. And you can see now it's starting to render immediately. But of course, because it's nothing, we have just 2000 clones. Let's try something crazy. Let's put like 50,000. And this, everybody who used GrassKit 4, they know that this was like kind of slowing down render a lot. So as you see, the viewport is kind of slowed down because we use matrix. If you go to point mode, actually it's going to be perfect. And now I don't even dare to try to press object. So, but let's try test render now, and let's see how much time it will take. So you see 4, 5, 6 okay, 9 seconds. So 50,000 clones, 9 seconds to start to render. Okay, we can see that still we need more. If we want to fill it completely with this wild grass, we need more clones, maybe like 30% more. So we can stop this, and we can add like 80,000. That's more than 30%, but okay. And also, even if this kind of like slow down, and you still want to see it maybe with this, you can always choose this level of details in editor and put like 10%, and now you can even dare to do this, because okay, now I can't even move the viewport because it's so slow, but you can use matrix normally. And now let's try to do the test render, and let's see with 80,000 clones what we will get. Almost full. Okay, Now I will try something even more crazy, so let's hit like 150,000, this 1 million, okay, 150,000 clones. We're gonna try this. We have our large field full of grass, and let's hit render. Okay, now I think, okay, we will see how much time we will need. Let's not presume. As you may notice, 10, 11, okay, 11 seconds. So I just want to note that this is all the HP Z800 computer what I'm using. It has a dual Xeon processor, but old ones, and it's not something like new and great and fast, but still this it's amazing thanks to the new multi-instances. And okay, the second important thing that a lot of people ask for is less memory usage. So if we go to Task Manager and we see now that Cinema 4D it's using just 2.2 gigabytes of RAM. That's unbelievable. With 150,000 clones rendering, we use just 2.2 gigabytes of RAM, and that was impossible before. In the latest version, people was complaining that it takes a lot of RAM, and it was. I find what was the problem, and now you can see this. So let's close this. Okay, now you can see the performance. Now another thing that a lot of people, some of the people who buy the grass kit, they ask for, it's to have camera clipper. So now if we take a look at this, we can see that no matter that we see just this here through camera, everything is covered in grass. So now, before that, okay, before we speak about camera clipper, let's speak about the colors. So while we are here, if we go to this, you can see now that you can adjust the grass color randomly. What it means, like if we go to this, okay, let's go to something like this. If now you may not notice this when you hit render, let's go to this, but there is some slight variations in colors. Just to show you what I wanted to do with this is that if you change this to something blue, and this one to something like this, and this one to something like this, never mind, and we hit render now. Okay, we will need to wait again 10 seconds. Maybe not even 10, we will see. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay. Okay, 14. So now you can see that you can actually randomly color the grass in the shades of green or whatever you want to get some very interesting results. And that's the purpose of this. I just need to say that this gradient shader here will work only if you are using these materials here. If you will change material with some of your own materials, you will not be able to use this. Of course, this adjusts the size of the texture. Picture wire. So this actually slider here adjusts the size of this noise, how big you want it, and this is the shader for this noise. So if you go inside it, you can adjust yourself this noise. You can change it to something different. I don't know, to this noise, or let's try whatever. Let's try this, and here now it's on this size. This we can go back and back again. Okay, we can make it even bigger here, and let's try to hit render to see what we will get now. And wait a little bit again. 150,000 clones. The interesting thing, I tested it with up to 1 million clones, and it was taking maybe, okay, now you see it's totally different shading of the grass. Okay, let's undo this and go back to the colors that was before. And with 1 million clones, it was taking somewhere around 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, I can't remember. Anyways, so that's about this part. This is new. Okay, now if we are satisfied with the number of clones and everything, to additionally speed up this, we can activate camera clipping. So this is something that was asked by many of the users. So all you need to do is to check enable camera clipping and copy and paste, drag and drop here your camera that you are using. So now if you go to this, you will see that all of the clones are deleted. So you can, it's cloned only on the camera viewport. And now if you change this camera, we need to give it a second, and it will recalculate the position of the clones and hide the rest. The important thing here, also we have a distance clipper that also takes some time to work. And if you put here like 5,000, you will see that they disappeared here. So after 5,000 centimeters, that's some 50 meters, the clones will start to get smaller and smaller and smaller until they disappear. This is if you have some like really large surface and you want clones to only be visible until some distance, you can use the distance clipper. And this fall of size, it's this here. So here it's now 5 meters. If you put it to 1 meter, you will see it will be much sharper disappearance of this. But for this example, we don't need to use this distance clipper, just let it go. Okay, but we will keep the camera clipper. So now if we go back here, even if you hit render like this, now if you don't wait that it redraw, they will be redrawn, of course, for rendering. Now if you take a look, you see that it's already calculated that. So now it will use only clones that are inside the camera viewport. Camera cone, sorry. So as you may see, now also we see a little bit more the difference in the color of the grass, and you can use the colors that you like or whatever. Of course, like before, you can combine more different kinds of grass. So now let's go back with this, go to point. Yes, when you use point mode, the clones are represented like this. So there is black ones and white ones. I don't know why it's like that, but this is something I couldn't change. But if you use matrix, it's different. You can always just turn them off. And now viewport will be like there is nothing, of course. But if you hit render, they will exist. So let's go to matrix and let's put this to like 5,000 and put to 100%. So we see all of them. And now let's combine. Let's add this lawn grass. So I will go back here. So as you see, this camera clipper is connected with this camera that we linked. So this camera what I'm moving, this viewport doesn't do anything. Let's go back to this and so for the wild grass, as you remember, we put this to be flat. For example, now let's use this one, lawn grass, but let's not use this flat. Let's use circle as a shape. So as you may see, every blade is with the or square or triangle, doesn't matter. Oh, triangle is maybe a little bit better. We can add more subdivisions. We can bend it a little bit more, and we can add more blades, like 300 blades, and just add a little bit more randomness to this. I don't know, like that. Okay, because we have huge fields, so it's not like it's backyard. Okay, dynamics more or less, it's not important. So let's choose surface, landscape, enable clones, and now we go back to wild grass and let's turn it off so we can see just this lawn grass. Points and matrix, objects. Okay, let's go to matrix and let's add 50,000 of this. Go to point mode and let's hit render. Okay, so obviously this is not enough because this grass is much smaller, and let's hit one. Yes, we was on 150,000 before. I forgot. We can choose here like 10% so we don't slow down the viewport, and hit render now. Okay, now it's almost full of grass. Don't forget, it's rendering 150,000 plus 5,000 of wild grass that we can see here. That is maybe too high. Put it to 20 centimeters, so it's not so much up. And we can add lawn grass to, let's put 200,000 clones. And okay, if we hit render now, again you will see it's very quick render, and task manager shows how much, 2.4 gigabytes. That's really nothing, even now less. Okay, so we have 200,000 clones of long grass. Also you can see the shading difference, and we have this wild grass here and there, and like that you can add tall grass, and even you can drag another grass kit from here and add another wild grass, and you can have like 6-10 different kinds of grass on one field. And what else? Yes, the one more thing. So the clipping I showed you, now we are using the camera clipper, but we can also use this deflector, and deflector does something like this. So we can either have some object, let's for example take this cube, make it a little bit bigger and put it somewhere here that it's visible by camera, and this, let's put it as a matrix because I don't like this black. Okay, so this is our cube here. Okay, it's kind of too big. Okay, good. And now we have this object here. Okay, and if we go to deflector, and please, I always forget to do this, so just don't forget to check enable deflector. And if you drag and drop this cube here, everything will disappear now, of course, but we will go to subtract mode, and now when we click on cube, here we need to choose surface, and now we can choose how much from the cube there will be no grass. So now if we hit render, I change this here radius, that's this here, and also we can remapping, we can change this so we get very sharp edge. And if we hit render, we're gonna wait another 10-11 seconds, but you will see that there is no grass like here around the cube. I don't know why I'm rendering, I didn't change the ground viewport, but never mind. So grass will not be here. And also interesting thing with the deflector, you can also do something like this. You can add some splines, and we will move it up just to see it better. Okay, let's go to lawn grass and put this on 2%. Okay, and this spline is closed, so if we go here and we will raise it up a little bit. Okay, So now we have this spline. We can have any shape we want. So now if we go to Deflector and we take this spline and pull it here. Now for this spline we can choose also subtract, and of course for spline we need to choose mask, and we need to choose along y-axis to go down. And so you can see here now the clones are cutted in the shape. This can be useful if you want to limit the number of clones on some edges, or you don't want them to go over some part. So now if we hit render, you see that we on that part we don't have grass here. Also we don't have it around this object, and that's all. You can use a lot of you can use this deflector in many different ways. For example, we can just turn off this cube. For now it's not important. And this one we can put to normal, and spline we can put to normal, and now we will get opposite. So we will get grass only in this part. We will not have it anywhere else. So let's try that just to see what will happen. As you can see, now we have grass everywhere. Not everywhere. We have grass only inside this spline limit. You can also, instead of spline, you can use text. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so this is the deflector objects. If you disable it, of course, it will not have any influence. I think actually that's all. So I hope to keep it short, and I stayed half hour. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on my email or over YouTube or however you want. And I will be happy, like always, to help with advices or with however I can. So all the best and the fast renders, and see you soon. Bye.